Hi guys, my name is Oluwatoyin and I welcome you all to another episode of Color Meeting Season 2. In the meeting today, I have two guests and we're going to be talking about boundaries in marriage. But before I bring them to you guys, let's go on a quick break. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Color Meeting is proudly sponsored by Taurus Weight Loss and Wellness Supplements.
Hello, my name is Kayode Aluko and I'm a building developer. I'm happy to be here on Color Meeting. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Olusegun Abi. I'm a professional event planner and a professional MC. Thank you for honoring me on Color Meeting. Thank you.
Thank you for coming to Color Meeting and you're welcome. So I want to talk about boundaries in marriage. Do you think, okay, what does boundaries in marriage mean to you?
I would like Landlord of Lagos to go first.
Okay.
Actually, what is boundaries? I call boundaries gates, fence that you need to surround yourself with. Yeah. It's not really applicable to only marriage. You are supposed to set boundaries every stage, everywhere in life. Because I feel if you do not set boundaries, if you do not set rules, people will definitely abuse it. Yeah. People will definitely abuse it. Now, setting boundaries in marriage now simply means it's not only applicable to you and your wife, if you ask me. It's about setting the boundaries, even to the extent of your children. Yeah. Letting them know is the discipline. As I am like this, my son, oh God, my son and my wife, you would think we pay the dowry together. But at a point, I let him know, Alaye, come. This is mommy and daddy room. Okay. This is your own room. At this time of the day, you must be in your room. Do you understand? So it's all about setting boundaries anyway. And this is the time you have to do your assignment, so time you need to go to bed. And even with my wife, I tell her, see, this is the thing, this is my boundary. I just want my space. I just want my time. And the people that I feel abuse these boundaries most times are the in-laws. Yep. Yeah, shirts. Those people. And I would like to even go deep on that.
Please go deep and deeper.
Chicken calaton.
Yes, so.
See, when I say the in-laws, it's on the two sides. Yes. I'm not here to tell you, oh yeah, is the wife this, is the husband that. The two sides. There are times, even my family, they do some things and be like, she's not your sister. You understand? You cannot just wake up and say that you want to talk to her anyhow. Kojo now. You have to respect her. Not only because she's my wife, but you are not of the same background. Yeah. Do you understand? So now another thing is, even me, my wife relatives, sometimes they will do something, I'll be like, you understand? So this happens here and there, and setting boundaries is just the way of life and a way to balance it. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, as regards setting boundaries, I think the main goal and objective is actually you.
Yes, protecting yourself.
You are the determinant of the boundaries you set. Let's use this space as an example. I can decide to set a boundary for just creating a fence around you, not to move beyond that. I can decide to give an inch more, and I can decide to give many inches. So first, setting boundaries is a determinant of you yourself. Yeah. What do you understand about the boundary itself? Now, the boundary you set is a determinant of who and who is around you. Now, most times we think we set boundaries just even for in-laws and all. Friends.
Yep.
Friends are one. You can set boundaries for colleagues.
At work.
Both at yours and your wife or your spouse. You can set boundaries for even, you know, people set boundaries on the opposite side. So
Yeah.
that means I'm setting boundaries against my family and my wife, and she's going to be setting boundaries against us and mine.
Yes.
I set boundaries even as far as our own family self. You get level where you go, if you even want to talk to my wife, even if you be mama. I hope you understand. An example is there was one day we went to my in-laws house and well dressed. Me, I like skirts now. My wife dressed skimpy. Now me carry and come inside my car. And she, you know, she got there and she gave an attitude like, "Oh, go to erada kebe." Emi oko e shaking. Like kebe. And you understand, and in that manner already, she understands that you won't dare talk to her anymore.
Yes.
Anyhow.
Yes.
So irrespective that you can, even as their mother,
Yeah.
then I can set that boundary for
The two of them.
the two of them. You know, there are certain things that the elder sister might have issues. Already, they are already knowing that not like I've ever caused
Of course.
issues, but you already
always stood
understand. So that boundary, even I'm setting it for you in your own home. Then now to not talk of my own family. Then you know my own people can actually break it. And again, boundaries it goes beyond not just we using the words of mouth. I tell people it is how you carry your spouse that they will carry it for you. If you are such that talks bad about your spouse, whether you use vulgar words, you talk anyhow, in presence of friends, areas, or your relatives, they will do the same thing. It's not pride. In 7 years of marriage, I keep saying it. I've never said idiot, stupid, mad to my wife.
Okay.
So it's not possible now, anybody now around me, you get, I myself have not shouted on her for over 7, like in the space of my home. It's not like it's a good, like I'm forming like holy or good, but you already understand that that's the boundary that I have started from while we were dating and courting. You understand? So none of my friends now, we were just yesterday, and I tell you how you come to my house, it has to be neat, you understand? I already created some boundaries that I know that my friends already, you know, it's not like they are over too careful, but you just understand that this man gives courtesy around the wife. So the boundary goes a whole lot more than the words of mouth,
Yes.
like you're guiding.
Yes.
I tell people it is how you set boundary. If you carry your wife or your spouse or your husband anyhow, the girl people carry them anyhow. Even for area. The first issue I had in my house with my landlord was just because they had issue with my wife. We change a law, Connie. And from that moment, you know, the landlord already understand. You, Kofi, Yahweh, you understand? So I'm now at that vouch of even now telling them that, okay, I'm already go deep to him. But I just needed you to give you that space. So the boundary at times, we are the determinant of our boundary. You get the way you carry your spouse already showing how the boundary is going to be set. You can't carry your spouse anyhow, and you expect people to help you carry it the way you're not carrying. So I think that's one major determinant of setting boundaries.
All right. But when it comes to in-law, there's this sense of entitlement. Is my son, is my daughter. I understand the fact that you could stand up to your mother-in-law to say, you can't talk to my wife like that. It's okay. But you know, for many men, they wouldn't like to do that under the sentiment that she's a mom. We are going to go deeper, but before we do that, let's go on a quick break. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Kala Meeting is proudly sponsored by Taurus Weight Loss and Wellness Supplements.
Welcome back, guys. This is Kala Meeting Season 2, and we've been talking about boundaries in marriage, how important it is and how possible we can achieve it. So I was saying something about sense of entitlement from parents. They feel that, okay, she's my daughter. I should, no matter how old you are, I still should be able to guide you, not knowing that if a daughter or a son is married, it's not like they shouldn't feel entitled anymore, but they should try to know their roles in that child's life. Because his status has changed. Our status has changed. So how do you tend to do that even without having to tell them directly? What other means can you communicate, setting your own boundaries and saying that this is where you belong and this is your roles without having to highlight it with the words of mouth?
I would like landlord of Lagos to
I
start.
was about to say that.
I should start. Okay, fair. So for me, it starts from the process of courtship.
Yes, I agree.
Whether you want to deny it, it starts from if you, especially let's use the context of the man. Now, in the process of courtship, you always hold your ground as the man. Yeah. Let's be candid, we have families whereby the wife are the one ruling. Because you as the husband, you are marrying under pity. Like, they feel like, say, you're not rich. So now that family now, you understand? Okay. So you marrying into the family, are you getting? It goes both ways.
Yes, yes.
So let me start from the man, like, oh, you feel like, oh, I don't reach this family. Oh. So you're feeling like a pity, like they accepted you based on what? Pity. So from that level of courtship, it's already dealing with your esteem. So the moment your esteem has played that role into that family, you have higher chances of that entitlement. Okay. Because even at when you want to speak out, you have that, maybe because in papa na one thing. Same goes to the wife. I tell people when you want to, in my own advice, I like that people like, oh, you are the high class, you marry the low class or the low. I always say, fine, no matter how low or let it be something that can actually match.
Something
whereby reasonable, both party matches, whereby your esteem stands both ground.
Yes, yes.
So I, as the wife, when my father-in-law, my husband's father is, you understand, trying to have some sense of entitlement, maybe the sister one is somewhere pay you get what I'm saying? Because those are actually the propellers for entitlement. The moment you feel like you have an upper hand and chances of that, it can be very, very hard for any spouse to control. If you outsold yourself earlier, imagine you are married into a family and you feel like because the father is a big business mogul, and he tells you like, oh, when you marry my daughter, my friend share, and finally they actually give you that job. You understand? There's a level at which now the father wants the daughter, many things. You understand? And the same man still wants the daughter to control something. And you hear, I'm going to daddy's house. And you are supposed to do something for your husband. But because there's already a power channel of, daddy, you know some families are like that. If the father of the bride calls her now, the husband will just say, malo, even at his detriment. Yeah. So I think the process of how you want to curb it first starts from how you started. Let me use something as an example. This is going out. It's not actually something bad. On my wedding day, okay, prior to my wedding day, my hall is supposed to be 700 seater. You understand? Then my mother-in-law said, because she doesn't want crowd, which I understand totally, said 500 seater. I mean, I go to the hall, you know, the Beya thing, perfect family, good family. They were the one that made the arrangement for the decorator. And I saw that as an event planner where I be, I was counting my tables. It's supposed to be 10 over, you know, round table. And I saw it's 50 tables. And I called the hall manager. How many is this hall supposed to contain? They said 700. And I said, you know what? Arrange 700. They said, your mother-in-law. I said, no. I am the one getting married. You understand? Then I understand that because of how she wants to cater, she's not in the lifestyle of crowd. Okay. My in-law, they are from that good. But me, my papa get crowd. My mama, you understand, firstborn. I'm an event person. So they don't understand that part. And you know what? It was a brouhaha that day. Like, no. And I called, Mommy, Mama, arrange kidney, 700 CB by. So I went in a way like it wasn't going well. I made sure they arranged that 700. And I went to read it down. It's so bad. And I told her, Mommy, and you soon get your 500. If you got to shake in, soon get your extra 500. So let it be like you don't want to feel bad that you could not cater, which I understood that. So I had made arrangements to, and it went that long and short. It was on wedding day gangan la lọ bára wa láṣẹ ìdọ̀bálẹ̀ pé mommy ẹ má bínú o kì í ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Are you getting? So they already understand your ground as a guy. So my wife will stay Magodo to Ogba. It's not far. Even when she wants to go and you hear her mom, Kábíyèsí o, jọ̀ọ́ mo ní kí Fèyí they already gave you. But if there are some things, it is not them. Lose guard lásán. You know, life is when you give somebody a plot of land, generally.
Yes, that's human nature.
Human nature. Even though it is extreme on the you woman side than the men. Yeah. You guys are always Oliver twisting your thing. It's
and
not
that
bad.
Is how we
yeah, you are.
To be honest.
I think you first. Some things go wrong from our courtship that we just ignore. To bá wá ṣẹlẹ̀ marriage, ìwọ tó pé ti lose guard nígbà tó bẹ̀rẹ̀. Wàá ṣe wá fẹ́ form pé
it will be very hard.
It will be very hard. So I think it should start from the process of courtship before you can now start asking for a cuida or something.
All right. Mr.
Okay, I really do not have much to say on that, but I feel that parental sense of entitlement in marriage goes a long way than the in-law, beyond the in-law thing.
Yeah.
Even within your own parents, it goes a very long way. Reason being that, look at this. My dad does not like my BS. But my wife likes it. You understand that kind of thing? It's true. I would go to my dad's house and would be like, when you're coming here next week, don't come with this BS. He will call me again. Okay, why? Next week, I'm not coming. I'm sorry, I can't come. My BS, I like it. My wife like it. My children, they like it. You don't like it. I be like Boko Haram. Familiar. Do you understand? So, all those kind of things, even within our parents.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I've gone to my dad's place before and was like, where are you coming from? I'm coming from the office. You are coming from the office and you are wearing nika. You are wearing nika. Why are you wearing? Daddy, what's your home with coming from the office and wearing nika? Do you understand that kind of a thing? So all those things happens and we need to learn to put a boundary to it by telling them politely. Like the one of my dad instance that I talked about, I just refused to just go there again. I don't just go there. And was begging, oh yeah, come, daddy, money. And we'll be like, oh yeah, shamabo, oh yeah, mabo, oh yeah, mabo. And I went there with my beers. Do you understand that kind of thing?
It's actually a true thing that it doesn't just go in the in-law.
Yeah.
Your mother, you know the old, especially the African mentality or Yoruba, like Ebi Okoe, you have to respect them. Yeah. They still have that mentality to now. Like your sister, your younger sister wants to come home. And she wants to sit down and watch your wife cooking, mopping, and just sit down and feel like, who you be?
True.
I feel no talk. You understand? Because for me, the number one rule in my own home is whoever is coming. The number one rule. Even every outside I've always interviewed, I'll just tell them, the moment my wife likes you, I like you. The moment she does not like you, I don't like you. When my sister wants to bring her friend, I just tell them, don't come and meet me. Go and meet you understand? And like he mentioned something, the entitlement goes, even your wife can be entitled to some things at times that you want to create a boundary. He mentioned it.
Absolutely.
You want to create boundaries.
You know, women want to, I like that we should talk about that too. Maybe in this segment or maybe when we come back on. You understand? Women and men want to create some entitlement on friends.
Yeah.
They want to be a determinant of your friends, your sense of your outings, and it goes who you talk to, who you don't talk to, where you go, like forgetting that, I have a life before I met you. You have a life before you met me. So the entitlement goes beyond, and this boundary, you want to set them.
So we want to set boundaries even within our marriage husband and wife. All right, before we explore that, let's go on a quick break. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Kala Meeting is proudly sponsored by Taurus Weight Loss and Wellness Supplements.
Welcome back. This is Kala Meeting Season 2, and we've been talking about boundaries in marriages. Now we want to talk about boundaries between husband and wives, which is also very important, to be honest.
True.
So I would like to hear from Mr. Shegun.
So boundaries, it's dicey, to be candid. People feel like you don't have boundaries as husband and wife.
Yes.
you are married, you are entitled to everything. If there's no rule. But to be candid, if there are no boundaries, there will be issues.
Absolutely.
There's going to be fights.
Yeah.
Because there are places whereby there are people whereby you still mingle with that are not so clear to your spouse to be like they are very beneficial.
Okay.
When they are own right sense, they just feel like, oh, this set of people, this set of places, I know where to go. They want to create boundaries. So it's high time you let your wife understand, like, you know what, about the area ye, Joe, you understand? That's one. Two, like the woman, they want to get you involved in everything that is not your duty.
Whether
I
you
don't
like it or
understand
you
that.
don't like it.
Okay, now there are things you women want to get us involved. How can I say? There are some things I get involved at home now, like chores and other things and more that I can help. At a point in time, I will just tell my wife, "Shori bo nkan ton sọ yìí, kò ń ṣe territory mi. Ìwọ lọ sort wá gbé wá bá mi pé ẹ ti sort ẹ. Bó jẹ́ owó ẹ ni mo wá fẹ́ ṣe kíni. Provide." They want to drag you into every activity that does not at times concern you.
For clarity, can you paint a scenario? It doesn't have to be from experience.
No, I'm trying to paint. It happens. I'm just trying to, because I know I use that word. Marcus Oshodi Kini. I
shouldn't bother about it.
It shouldn't be my own worries. It shouldn't be my territory. Like, there are some things that is the territory of a man.
Yeah.
Okay, so typical example. In addition to what you said.
Okay.
See, we men, there are some things that we itemize as our responsibility.
Yes.
Sometimes I tell my wife, don't ask me what do you want to eat.
Bring that conversation. We need to talk about that conversation.
That is somebody like me. No, wait,
they always fight for that conversation.
But it's a standard question in
It's a standard fight. It's a standard fight in mind.
Differences. You understand? Yeah. So you asking me, what do you want to eat?
Thank God. I think it's only me. I think it's only me.
That thing is as good as you, like, I'm thinking, okay, so you now want me to go to market to go and, it has nothing related to it.
Yeah.
Me going to the market, going to buy food, now cooking, like, it's not, just give me food.
And they don't want, they will not tell you.
But she will not understand.
When you tell them anything.
Helping me.
No,
what are you helping me?
Your answer is always anything.
Anything.
They will not tell you that.
I will just tell you, give me food. I want to.
Now, I like this thing you just mentioned. Then they will tell you anything is nothing.
Yeah.
But the question I always reply is, have you given me one that I rejected?
We want to satisfy you.
Agreed.
See, it's not about satisfying.
The question is,
okay, what is it about?
Amani láti kala lórí eléyìí. See, let me tell you something about this. Once we tell you that we are hungry, just give us food. That is one. Whatever you give us is okay by us. Is okay by us most of the time. That is two. Number three, that question and some other things is stressing us. Okay, typical example. Now, paying on school fees. You don't need to ask me, how do we want to pay school fees?
We are just trying to show concern.
My own is, I will get the school fees. You don't worry. No. The rent, don't worry. God will provide. I will get it. So how you now asking me that Ibolo ti fẹ́ rówó school fees?
Yes, we are just trying to show concern. We understand your struggle by shouldering all the responsibilities. Try to see it from that light.
It's good that you can.
If we don't ask, you will miss it.
It's good.
No, chichu. If your wife decides to stop asking, I give you 6 months.
Yeah, you feel
start
it,
to feel something changed.
You feel it. Okay, now let's keep it to.
That is what Yorubas call
food.
Let's keep it.
If we fight because of that, it's okay.
That's actually true. But let's keep it to this food aspect.
Okay.
That food aspect. Because it's true. It's actually a war of. There are some things that you're asking me that, like, just do what you want to eat. But thank God in my home, I think it's going well that we now have a timetable. Even though we are not following that timetable. But the only thing you already know is now, because I work out, my house help is that good person that she knows she's giving me oats and egg in the
Okay.
morning. Fine. So that one, normal. My breakfast, no, they concern my wife.
Okay.
You understand? She know, you know, the day concern.
Okay.
It is a determinant of even I can go to the gym without eating, but oats, egg, anything that is going to give me energy at the gym is always. So after that, if I'm picking my children from school, I feel just buy stuff. They come now. Most I think dinner is what is literally what. So she has gone beyond the. Oh, the only thing is what I would just say. You don't serve me a bar, you know I will not eat it.
Okay.
You don't give me semo, you know I will not eat it. Every other thing, you know I will eat. You understand?
Even if it is garri and epa.
Even if you guys want to cook your ekokore, you know I might not eat it. Like there are things you already just know
No, that
I
you
don't do.
like.
But every other thing, but now involving me in the process of how the market, how nǹkan tó kù
We just
nílé,
want to
nínú
have a
òróró,
Now telling me
conversation.
there is no Maggi. Now
And
telling
all
me there is
those,
no
kini
Maggi. There is
We
no
want to
alubosa.
have-
understand,
There is
like-
no this. There is no now.
Okay, let me tell you something.
Why would you
I
involve me
have
in all
a son
that?
that is so hyperactive. So when other people that doesn't live with us comes around and they'll be like, you need to curb this your child. I'll be like, this guy is looking for attention. And you know what you do to people who are looking for attention? You don't pay attention to them. The moment you start to pay attention, it begins to give you more.
Yeah.
So what am I trying to say in essence with the scenario? Is that we are just trying to create activity in the marriage so that the marriage does not just look blank and there is no activity, there is not, you don't understand. We can't talk about work with you because we are not in the same line of business. So if I'm explaining my business to you, you might not really flow with it.
But
and
do you
if
know
you are
some
explaining yours to
some
me,
of the you women want to send boundary with some of even your spouse workers at times.
workers.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. It happens. I don't know.
But
I don't know.
why
Maybe.
would you want to even set boundaries among?
Sometimes, to be honest, I'm not trying to defend my gender.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to say that sometimes we see the danger ahead that you cannot see.
Yeah, hello, June.
We are gifted as
Yeah,
women.
hello, June.
Hello, June.
No, Orojun.
Spiritual.
No, we are not.
Ginger.
No, that is, it is peculiar with our gender. To be honest, even a girl child, that's why they say that female children grows faster than male. That is what it means, not just physically.
Even
You
spiritually.
understand? No. Mentally, I can call it mentally. So what am I trying to say? The kind of danger you don't see in the field of your business, we might be able to dissect it from what you tell us. I don't need to come to your office to tell you there's danger somewhere. From what you tell me, I can tell you there's danger. And I'm going to give you a scenario. My husband used to work with someone in Asaba as a PA. So, okay, how did it happen? He started complaining to me about how toxic the boss is. And I felt like, I think you can't cope. He felt like I wanted him to come back to Lagos. It's not like I'm missing you, but I'm telling you that nobody can cope with a toxic boss.
yeah.
It was like that he personally is a very simple guy, yes. That can cope with everybody. I said, that is a fucking bloody lie. You can't cope. You are only thinking you are coping. By the time this guy begins to influence you as a person, you will not know. So he worked there for like 2, 3, 4 months. The 5th month, anytime we talk on the phone, he himself started nagging. I called him back to order that is either you leave this job or it turns you to who you are not. Because this guy is messing you up mentally. He didn't see it that way. Don't you understand? He felt like, no, it's not about my boss. You can't be angry at everything and talking anyhow to people all the time. He doesn't do it to me, to be honest, because he knows that I can also be very, I don't want to talk about it. You understand? So he doesn't bring it close to me, but he talks to people around him rudely, and he doesn't do that before. An Uber driver, he will just start nagging on things that are so trivial. So I said, this guy is messing you up mentally. And if you don't stop, it becomes your new personality, and you might not be able to change it. That is our role in your life.
No, I used to have somebody who comes to my house closely, and I have a PA that comes, you understand? But because when they say the boy is very, very observant, good, and ethical,
Okay.
while I have one, before, because he will come to my house, me, I'm free. Everybody goes, you can go to the kitchen. So I now noticed that he started misbehaving, started overdoing it. We just go to the kitchen, started looking for things. That's how my wife just called me. And that's how my wife just called me and said, guy, you see this boy, they come again.
Yes.
At first, I didn't understand. You understand? Then the misbehavior of that boy started. He said, you can see that I don't complain about your PA. this one boy, by complaining about this one. Then I took my time to observe that guy was actually what? Misbehaving, overdoing things. You understand? So if by me, I would have actually just shunned it. One of my drivers, it was my wife that told me, you know what, sack him. When you sack him, you have rest of mind. And I did. So when the guy now came begging, he behaved better. Because you know what, he saw that what I gave like. So at every point I was always reminding the guy like, man, you, me on you.
But my own concern about it is that sometimes wives, women, they set boundaries to the extent that they unconsciously now expose themselves.
Okay.
Now, typical example, in addition to what you just said. So, my wife is there looking out for me. Hey, this one sack, that one go, this one this, that one that, this one. And now, just because I see her as that person that is always guiding me,
yeah.
you understand? I don't see reason why I need to even watch around her. I see her as one perfect being as far as that is concerned. The day I realized that, wow, she get repass around her, even past me. You get
no, me I dey watch you because my own.
Now later, now you can realize a child. Almost see as they rip my wife. As in, she is now vulnerable to them. She will just be like, this one is good to me. That one is good to me. So
I can protect you and not be able to protect
yourself. So we should learn. I feel like in conclusion, in addition, while they are protecting us,
why they are setting
the boundaries around us,
or why you as a spouse you are setting boundaries
also set the
for
boundaries
them, set boundaries for
and
yourself.
watch out.
Me, I don't set boundaries. No, I will
you
not
understand?
Say this.
Set boundaries and watch out.
I will talk. I go no say I set boundary for him. Because me, I set boundary for friendship. The moment you are bringing, one rule for me is anything that you do to bastardize my personality, I don't react to you immediately. I pretend as if I'm not seeing. Then I give you a moment of get close because I want to leave you. Because I am bad at if you apologize, I will accept you back. Yeah. So I don't want you to apologize.
Yes.
So I don't take you back. So I give you that arm's length, still be forming the friendship, but I'm not going to be close to you. Yeah. So I think one way of setting boundaries is also that one. Yes. Knowing who and who should be around, who should be close, those who should give a distance, and those who be alele. Bye-bye. Yeah.
Thank you for coming to Calamity and thanks for sharing all your opinions and your experiences with us. I believe that but I hope that you understand us now.
Sure. We understand both parties. It is not the thing of the man and the woman. It's for both of us.
Yes, absolutely. Parties. Yeah. And we'll still keep fighting. It's part of the marriage ritual.
We signed up for it.
Yes. So from Taurus weight loss supplement, they said we should give you this as a complimentary.
Thank you.
Coming to Calamity. Thanks for coming.
Taurus.
It's our pleasure to have you in Calamity. And this is the end of today's meeting. I was able to learn one thing or the other, and I'm so glad I was able to defend the female gender. But in this 2024, Kala, Daju, Ma rerin, ṣùgbọ́n má hùwà ìkà. In this 2024, no grief for anybody, including you. Ire.
Thank you to Taurus Weight Loss and Wellness Supplement, City Drivers NG, City Checks, Landmark Corporate Realty Limited, and Plush Wines and Chops.